Alright, welcome to my day 57 progression guide. But starting out, you want to go to your artificial island. So go to build, go, then load into your artificial island. Then you want to go back to build, and then you want to hit claim, because remember, you can only hold your resources for 24 hours. Also too, just want to give you a quick reminder, your common enemies may have responded today, mine responded yesterday. But besides that, you can do Mia's Kitchen, and then you can do your bounties. For Vitality, starting with joint operations. So for today, we got access to shoulder, helm, a Cocoa matrix, and a Shiro matrix. So this is a pretty good dungeon to do, especially if you need a good helm and a good shoulder piece. But besides that, you want to check and see if you got any good Stargates. And how you tell if you have a level 3 is if you have 2 or more in this category. But if you have a level 2 Nanofiber or Booster Frame, you might want to consider it. But besides that, you can do Dimensional Trials, but just make sure it's difficulty 5. Or you can do Space-Time Domains, but just make sure it's difficulty 5. But if you're still struggling for XP, feel free to go ahead and force decipher any password chest and open up any Rusted Iron chest. You can also do the Frontier Clash AFK farm or do the Raincaller Island chest run. And if you want more information on that, check out my experience farm video. Then don't forget to do your daily gifts. You want to go to the black market and talk to Hopkins. You want to go to Cetus Island and do the claw machine. Then you want to do your 2 ability trainings. Quick tip, if you get the rhythm training, Samir is MVP. Next, you want to maintain your vehicle. So some of the best places is Astra Shelter. The next place would be Bangi Shelter. After that, we got the black market. And the best place, High Crows. Also attack any elemental rocks you see for crystals. Which brings us to Vera Orienteering. I recommend that you kill one of these bosses every day. That way you can get a little bit more energy before Phase 3 comes out. And just to let you know, Phase 3 should be coming out tomorrow at 11 p.m. So you might want to save your Golden Weekly chips so that way you can knock out 2 request missions instead of just this one. But again, I want to give you guys another warning. If you are an iOS only user, you want to try to get on the PC because the price increase should happen sometime today. And if you are a PC user who has an iOS phone, then I suggest you try to connect at least today because we may be able to get those 1,000 dark crystals. On top of that, it does look like Cobalt B is coming out tonight. So for my server at the very least, it looks like it's coming out at 11 p.m. tonight. But unfortunately, they were not able to get the test server up so that way I could test out Cobalt. They were having some issues. But I did want to kind of give you my quick opinions on what I think about Cobalt. I don't think she's worth to pull for. If you want to try to go for the fire team, I think it's probably just best to save for Annabelle and pick up Ruby. And the nice thing about Ruby, I think if you even just get her at 0 star, she's still going to be really strong. But unlike Ruby, Cobalt looks like she needs at least her C3, maybe even the C6 for her to really bring out her full potential. But there is one thing that could maybe change that. If her C1 applies a burn, then she can actually start really bringing some damage early on. On top of that, her matrices are actually pretty good. Like having at least a 2-piece might not be bad for your account. But my friend Kuasa is actually going to fully star her and test each star level. On top of that, he's at least going to get a 2-set matrice. I'm not sure if he's going to star that or not, but he's going to be testing this tonight on his stream at 11 p.m. when she comes out. So check out that stream if you want to see the live testing of Cobalt B. But once it's fully tested, I'll go ahead and make a video and I'll let you know if she's worth the pull. I also want to give you a quick reminder to sign up for the Vera test server. October 6th is the last day to fill out the questionnaire so that way you have a chance to test out Vera. But if you're enjoying these daily guides, I'd appreciate a like so that way it can spread more on YouTube. Then we got the weekly tab. You want to make sure you're doing enough things down here so you can get everything up top, which brings us to our challenges. Now, if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to save your Mia's Kitchen so that way you can power yourself up. But just make sure you do those before the end of the day so that way you don't lose out on any resources. So I'm starting to procrastinate again and I still haven't attempted this. I still need to do the Sequential Phantasm so that way I can get some points. And then like I said in my previous video, once you knock out the Sequential Phantasm and you get a high score, I recommend that you start trying to climb the regular Bygone Phantasm. But as you see, I already have a very steep competition. Number 1 has 5,600 points. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Frontier Clash, you can go ahead and try to knock out your attempts, or you can save them all for the weekend and knock them out then. Void Risk, we got another charge today, so go ahead and knock that out so that way you can get that experience and possibly a matrix row. And if this is a first time boss for you, make sure you do it. Wormhole, I almost got this completed, but we have 4 days to complete this. But if you want to know what my strategy is so far, I'm generally just trying to grab all of the attack runes, and then if no attack rune shows up, I try to get the Volt runes, and then if there's no Volt runes, then I get a random HP rune. And the team comp that I'm mainly using is King and Huma, and I also want to let you know that my Huma is level 40, but it's just doing so much damage to these shields, and with that increased fire, it's working out pretty well. Another good combination is if you have Zero, especially if you have a 3-star, because you really can't die, especially if you pair them with Nemesis. Then we have the raid. Now, this one is not too bad. I recommend that you just try to have someone tank the red one and hold that. But for the person who's tanking, they want to be careful because that one does do an ability called Cage to where it sends them to the Shadow Realm and they just have to kind of dodge it until they get ported back to the real world. But for the rest of the people, they just need to DPS down the yellow one. And once the yellow one's dead, then you go and attack the red one together and you should be able to clear it. Now, if one person can't handle the red one by themselves, maybe put 2 or 3 to help. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to shop, hot, then buy your 2 vitality solutions. Now this is only if you can afford it. Then we got the commissary, starting with the crystal dust store. You want to make sure you buy your advancement modules and your booster modules. Then when it comes to your go crystal dust, I recommend that you buy boots. And if you have a good pair of boots, then you should buy hand guards. And if you have a good pair of hand guards, then you can buy whatever else you want. Then we have the cruise store. Now the only thing I recommend that you buy are relic shards, and the relics that I recommend are either space-time rift, but remember in phase 3 Vera Orienteering we do get 30 space rift shards, and you only want to get this to level 3, or omnium shield. And how you get crew points is you do your daily donations or you knock out your 4 missions for the week. But if you see password chest, I would avoid that because you want to save those for Vera. Then we got the support store. You want to make sure you buy your 3 joint supply chips for the week. And how you get support points is doing Frontier Clash normal, to where you can get 375 support points, machine parts, and lots of experience. Or you can do Matrix Drills difficulty 1 in a team of 2, or Void Risk, to where you can get 150 support points. Or you can farm world bosses, force decipher, get 100 support points, as well as machine parts. But besides that, I would go achievement hunting, explore the map, or go mount farming. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, check out my Claudia Matrix Zeros. But besides that, talk with you guys later.